This is Robbie Avila. He's 6'10", 240 pounds, and listed as a center. As far as D1 players go, he's slow and doesn't jump high. In fact, he transferred to St. Louis prior to his junior year. In the season and a half he's played since then, he has 0 dunks. That's 43 games without a dunk at 6'10". But he's an offensive weapon, and this clip might be the best way to show you that. There's 4 minutes left in the game, and Santa Clara has decided to front Avila. Not in the post, though. The front is all the way out to the 3-point line.
That Jokić archetype is going stupid. I'm telling you. Hey, this is the Jokić archetype, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Look, bro, this is the most exciting player in college basketball.
You almost never see fronting like this on a center so far from the basket. Despite his physical limitations, I'm going to show you how Avila still manages to be one of the most versatile offensive bigs in college basketball and such a fun player to watch. Versatility can be hard to define, but one way to do it is by looking at pick and roll usage. These are the 79 players last season who scored at least 80 points as a ball screener, meaning they set the screen and either rolled or popped into an immediate shot attempt. Of these players, just 4 of them also scored at least 30 points as the ball handler in pick and rolls, meaning they had the versatility to either set the screen or receive the screen. Avila and Trey Kaufman-Renn are the 2 biggest names on the list. Almost every ball screen Kaufman-Renn received was set by Braden Smith. Purdue took advantage of the fact that Smith draws so much attention. They had a horn set play where they cleared Fletcher Lawyer out, then had Smith set the inverted ball screen at the elbow. The Boilermakers would also just have Smith randomly flow into a ball screen for Kaufman-Renn if he was getting top locked or face guarded. On the other hand, Avila was used differently. Here he's literally the point guard, bringing the ball up the floor and getting a ball screen right away from Gibson Jimerson.
He ran like the Pillsbury Doughman and was like, bucket. This is mini Jokić. That Jokić archetype is coming to
guard, bringing the ball up the floor and getting a ball screen right away from Gibson Jimerson. Jimerson finished his career as St. Louis's all-time leading scorer, so he was able to set on-ball screens in a similar way to what we saw from Braden Smith. One big advantage Avila has is that he can shoot the 3 off the dribble. If you try to go under the screen, he'll let it fly. And here he is acting like a guard, rejecting the Jimerson screen to get in the paint and draw a foul. This season, a new name that's on pace to make this list is Cam Boozer. The freshman star has the versatility to play like a guard or a big depending on the situation. But I will say, this is probably the first and last time anyone will ever compare Avila to Boozer. Avila actually has the lowest usage rate of his career so far this season. His assist numbers are still very good, but he's not shooting as much, likely due to the better teammates around him. More specifically, he's not playing out of the post as much as he did in the past. He averaged about 4 post-ups per game his junior season. This year, he's just barely over 1 per game. But his impact on the offense and on winning is still very strong. St. Louis is currently 6th in the country in raw points per possession, according to KenPom. In this video, I'll show you how head coach Josh Schertz uses his big man like no other player in the country. And then at the end, I'll show my 3 favorite plays from Avila so far this season.
Tell me he don't remind y'all of Jokić, bro. I'm talking about the whole, like...
It's very fast offensively. And for Avila, that starts with hunting for 3s early in the shot clock. As soon as the ball crosses half court, a teammate lasers in on Avila's defender, setting a flare screen for a potential 3-point look. It's the same action the Thunder used for Chet Holmgren, and opposing bigs just aren't used to having to be so alert to the 3-point line so early in the possession. Notice how Avila is motioning for his teammate to set the flare screen, seeing the play before it happens. I talked to the St. Louis coaching staff in doing research for this video, and they raved about Avila's basketball IQ.
He was talking to the coaching staff. Who is this nigga? He do his, I like him, he do his research. Shout out to Hoop Vision, man.
When play stops during dead balls, he's always very vocal, telling his teammates what to look for next and generally being 1 step ahead. He's like an extra coach on the floor. In half-court offense, Schertz uses Avila as a playmaking hub out on the perimeter. He leads the team in assist rate. The Billikens like to play 5 out, spreading the floor and positioning Avila either at the top of the key or off to a side. Either way, they're looking for backdoor cuts that are maximized by that great spacing and Avila's court vision. Here's a good example of that spacing. No one is inside the three-point line, and when New Hampshire makes a small mistake extending their defense, it turns into an easy layup with no one wanting to overhelp. Besides from just backdoor cuts, the Billikens use zoom action and flare screens when Avila has the ball. There's a randomness to the offense that makes it very hard for the defense to predict exactly what is going to happen next. Avila's a very patient passer. On the flare screen here, it might be tempting to pass this ball up right away, but he waits to give Jones a chance to cut to the basket instead, drawing the foul. So the big fella is looking to set up his teammates, but he can also call his own number as well and look to get to the basket. His go-to move on drives is the spin, and he especially likes to spin away. Go-to move on drives is the spin, and he especially likes to spin away from the action. The defense gets so busy chasing cuts or zooms, they're not prepared to provide help on the ball during Avila drives. So if we put everything we've seen so far together, Avila plays the quarterback role looking to pass, but also capable of running, or in this case driving, while his teammates cut and screen around him, reading the defense and reacting accordingly. It's a pretty style of basketball that results in a lot of threes and a lot of layups. Speaking of layups, Avila is the definition of a below the rim finisher. This was like the one example I found of him trying to really leave his feet to finish above the rim.
Never. Nah, he should not even try it. That's not even his repertoire. I'm not even gonna lie.
And it didn't work out great for him. However, the big fella has shot 62% on two-pointers in his career. His combination of touch and pump fakes around the basket allow him to still finish at an efficient rate. This was my favorite finish of his. Off the short roll, he jumps off his right foot, looking like Steve Nash with that same hand, same foot finish. But I started this video talking about versatility, so let's look at some of the unique ways SLU uses their center. Here he gets the outlet and pushes the floor like a point guard, receiving a pistol screen and turning it into a post up, and then a dribble pitch for a three. Here's another pistol screen where Avila fires from three with the defense again going under. Schertz runs sets for him to receive ball screens. Defenses will try to switch when it's a big-to-big screen, but Avila is one of the best I've seen at fitting the ball through this little pocket pass to the roller before the D can switch. It's his signature pass, and he does it by taking just one dribble and then stepping through to create an angle. Now
you can't tell me that's not Jokić. Play type in the comments. That is Jokić. The spin, bro. He's about to get scary. Another like Sengun. Everybody, this dude, he loses just a little bit of weight. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit more faster, just a little bit.
He's the ball screener here instead of the ball handler, and then receives a flare screen for a three-point look, taking advantage of his ability to shoot on the move. And obviously he's a big pick and pop threat. It's hard to play drop coverage against him and still get out to his threes off of the pop, especially when a side is emptied out like on this play. This possession is another great example of his versatility. He starts to back down and draws two defenders, creating an advantage for his team. But when the ball gets reversed and driven, Avila backs up out of the post and gets to the three-point line. That relocation helps the Billikens maintain the advantage that was already created by the post-up, leading to a three. So you have a player that can be a perimeter quarterback, can post up, can use a ball screen, can pick and pop, can shoot threes on the move, or can just spot up on the perimeter. To wrap this up, let's look at my 3 favorite plays of his this season. I mentioned how he likes the spin. Well, with the shot clock off versus New Hampshire, he pulled out a fake spin into a step back three to end the half. Just a ridiculous move for someone his size.
3.0.
Play number 2 starts with him inbounding the ball and then receiving a little screen, which he uses to run towards the ball for what's basically zoom action. You just don't see 240-pound guys operating as the runner in zoom action. And
so
of course,
slow,
he
it was
nails
bad.
the movement 3. And finally, this play just encapsulates how SLU likes to play. Avila gets the ball out on the perimeter, a fake handoff turns into zoom, but then he gets the ball back, fakes another handoff, and finishes a very difficult outside the lane touch shot. He makes this shot look so easy despite getting basically no elevation. The initial action is typical St. Louis basketball, and the finish is typical Robbie Avila. If you want to learn about
I'm keeping 100 with y'all, bro. Only thing that's probably gonna be his downfall. His defense probably terrible. He ain't playing no defense. No, none of that. He ain't blocking no shots. He ain't getting up off his feet. He ain't blocking no, but he one of them. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this dude, bro. This is my first time seeing this dude, bro. My first time. So let me know what y'all think about him, bro. But look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. Y'all want to see more videos like this, man? College, NBA, right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me know, and I got y'all.